So let's talk about something that nobody wants to talk about, right? Addiction. And not just any addiction, but pornography and fapping. Now, the reason why this addiction, from my research, is apparently harder to get over than other addictions is because it's linked to your sex drive. Now, it's weird because fapping and pornography it's seen as normal in today's society, but honestly, it's far from that. And so as you see, pornography and fapping are just as, if not the same, in addiction level as cocaine, heroin, crack, alcohol, or any other substance of that sort. Now, an analogy that I wanted to share with you guys that I was speaking to my dad about is I like to call it the Finding Nemo analogy. Now, in Finding Nemo, there was a shark named Bruce, and there were two other sharks, and there was a fish named Dory and a fish named Marlin. Now, Dory had hit her nose and a little bit of blood came out, and when Bruce smelled the blood, his eyes went black, and he just went crazy. Now, the other sharks were trying to stop him, but he was going after Dory, and Marlin, all he basically wanted to do was eat those two fish, and nothing else mattered at that moment. Now, the thing is, when someone is addicted to a drug, or when someone's addicted to fapping or pornography, what ends up happening is the Finding Nemo effect. Now, they'll basically see something that triggers an urge or a craving, and once they step down, once they make that conscious move and they do something in the path of that addiction, that's it. It's all downhill from there because there's no coming back. You've basically already, you might be thinking to yourself, well, damn, like, how do I get out of that stage? Well, the first thing that you should do is not ever be in that stage. Thing is, once you're in that little stage before relapse, there's very few things that could stop you from relapsing. Because if you stop at that moment, there's a very high chance that it's only going to come back even harder. That's the thing. When you try not to think about something, you're going to end up thinking even more about it. Having sex, being on social media, sexual dreams, or even looking at pictures of girls, and they don't even have to be naked, but those are triggers, and they're going to create urges and cravings, and it's going to make it 10 times more difficult for you. Now, I'm not here saying that you're going to be able to do this without any of that, because I mean, it's hard to give up sex, and a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't give up social media. A lot of people can't give up looking at girls. Sometimes looking at girls might be a part of their job, like maybe they're a photographer or an artist or something of that sort. But basically, anything that's linked to your sex drive or that arouses you is going to create that unrealistic surge of dopamine inside your brain. And your brain doesn't know what is porn and what is not porn. So a video of PMO and a picture of a girl with clothes on, if these two arouse you, both of them are releasing dopamine, equal amounts. The brain can't differentiate. So I want you to think about this. Picture this as a chamber inside your brain. Now you have 3 gates in that chamber, and inside the chamber you have dopamine, but you have a good amount, like a natural amount of dopamine that can flow perfectly through those 3 gates. Now, when you watch pornography, you're getting just way too much dopamine in that chamber inside your brain. And what's happening is these 3 gates become jammed. Now, the only way to get dopamine to go through that jammed gate is to have more dopamine inside the chamber pushing at the dopamine that's stuck inside of the 3 gates. Hence why some people watch pornography and they start escalating with the things that they watch, otherwise known as the Coolidge effect. So yeah, I am addicted, unfortunately. For 11 years now, I've been addicted to pornography and fapping. Now, I'm not proud of it, but I'm man enough to say that. And honestly, I don't care. This is a chapter in my life that I'm initially done with, and I haven't been successful in this past year, but I've learned a lot. And this next year, I'm done. I want you guys to experience this with me. I want you guys to go through all these motions, and literally any questions you have or just anything that you're wondering, let me know. I'll discuss it with you, or I'll make videos about it. But before I end this video off, I wanted to go ahead and give you a challenge, because I know some of you are probably thinking, wow, this guy's an idiot. How can you be addicted to jacking off or watching pornography? That's stupid. And then there's some of you probably thinking, wow, this guy's right. You know, I think I have an addiction as well. Anyways, that's beyond the point. I want you to attempt to go 2 weeks without watching pornography or fapping. You know, I guarantee you it's going to make you feel some type of way. And if it doesn't, that's great. You know, you don't have an addiction. But if it does, unfortunately, you do. So, anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Remember, the time is now.